welcome back. This is the King's Lounge right here in the Sphere production. Now, most of us young people really fear things to do with agriculture. We usually tend to relate agriculture with the digging, and then we tend to relate digging with that. And a lot is happening. There is a lack of employment, but what about the skills that you can learn back at home and turn these skills into an income making goal or something that you do back at home even if you're not in school? So today I'm joined by a very informed guest who is things to do with the topic of agriculture and how it can impact the youth in this current generation is really top notch. Now this is the point where you'll go take a pen and a piece of paper, sit down and write down the notes of the various things you can do. Here in Kenya or in Africa, they tend to say that agriculture is one of the things that is going to take Africa to the next level, with so many people, including even here our president has got a piece of land that is digging. He proudly says he is a farmer. What is it with agriculture that we need to know? Without much further ado, let's dive into the conversation. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
I'm really happy to be in studio with you today and discussing a topic that is very passionate to me. So just to introduce myself and put myself in the context of what we want to discuss today. My name is Mwalimu Menza, an agricultural professional. I've been in this space for about 16 years now. Yes, and both in training and in practice. And I have had opportunities to serve in various capacities, all of them related to the agricultural space, from teaching in the universities, in the agriculture faculties in 3 of our public universities in Kenya before, and also having had a stint at the county government of Kilifi. I was the pioneer county agriculture minister in charge of agriculture, livestock and fisheries between 2013 and 2017.
And during, Amazon King.
Yes. And during that time, I also was able to really participate in many local and international forums discussing matters agriculture, development of policies and regulations at county level, mashinani, and also at the national level. Currently, I'm the Deputy Director of the Industrial Crops Research Institute of KALRO. KALRO is Kenya Agricultural Research Organization, Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization. I'm based at Mutwapa within Kilifi County.
Let's begin there at KALRO. Basically, what does a KALRO do in agriculture like?
Yes, KALRO is a government organization that is in charge of agricultural research in Kenya. So we do employ science and technology to develop solutions in terms of technologies and information that is relevant for various users in the various stages in the agricultural value chains.
Now,
yes.
Being a former lecturer, you have interacted with the young people who have done agriculture as a course, and we also have people who just want to get into the agricultural field. Maybe what are some of the benefits and the challenges that as a young person or as any person whom you want to enter into the agricultural space to practice to do with the agriculture, taking care of livestock or just rearing things at home, what are those benefits that come with the involvement in it? And also, at the same time, what are some of those challenges that I'll face? Because it's not going to be a straight journey. There are going to be ups and downs here and there. What are some of these things that I'll encounter in the journey?
Yes, first with the opportunities, the sky is the limit. Knowing very well that our populations keep on increasing and wherever people go, they carry along their stomachs. And they have to eat. So you're talking of food and you're talking of other products that are generated from agricultural activities. However, the challenges are there, especially with the youth. I was part of the team that developed the youth agribusiness strategy for the government of Kenya that we had intended to implement from 2016, 17 onwards. It was to last for 5 years. Things happened. We haven't probably done much on that. But the opportunity, this being the first godly assignment after creation of Adam and Eve, take care of the garden. The opportunities are huge in terms of creating employment for various players along the agricultural value chains, but also it's a very rewarding enterprise. Probably the best amongst many other options that could be out there. However, the challenges that are very specific to youth, one is limited access to land. So many youth either don't have title deeds or ownership to land. So that's a reality. That is a limiting factor. Limited capital, financial capital for investments. Another challenge is limited knowledge and training. Some people think they know, but there is a lot more that you need to understand practically if you are to engage successfully.
Apart from the colleges education, just to ask on the training, are there maybe some organized trainings by the government where someone can enroll for a very short term, the same way of short term courses?
Yes, we do. We do. And in fact, as I get into that, let me mention another very big challenge, that is attitude amongst the youth. As you rightly said, we have had a negative attitude looking at agriculture in terms of the narrow sense of only production. But agriculture is much wider than that, and we'll be mentioning a few other very important examples as we go by, or looking at it as a punishment or something like that. So the attitude issue is has been a challenge. But thank God things are changing slowly because we have more and more young people coming in. Now, on training opportunities, we have modules for as short as 2 days or 3 days to empower young people who want to venture into agricultural enterprises, either directly from government or from private partners and non-governmental partners. We even have agribusiness incubation hubs, specifically for shaping and helping young people who have a passion for agriculture. The number one thing, let the person be passionate. You don't need to have the formal training in agriculture to succeed. Even some of the leading entrepreneurs in agriculture, even in this country, they did not study agriculture in school.
It's just driven by passion.
Passion first. And then if you are willing to learn, your attitude is right, the opportunities are there.
You said that there is the challenge of access to land. Maybe can young people tend to partner with their parents to see that they access the land back at home?
Yes, coming to the solutions to the challenges that we have highlighted, starting with the land issue, what we have been trying to do is to have a win-win situation between young people and their families, so that we stop viewing our young people as a problem to be solved, but an opportunity to be harnessed. And if we are to benefit in terms of demographic dividends in this country, the only opportunity we have is with our young people. That's where the strength is, that's where the innovativeness is, and that's what we need even in the agricultural sector. So number one, allow youth to have access to land within their family setup. Now, and what we want to interest you, the ones who at least want to go into production, we have opportunities with short-term crops like vegetables, annual crops that will not take too long. And they can be intercropped within the permanent trees, like here in Coast region, stock of coconut, cashew, mango trees. That is opportunities for youth. Number two, youth do not want drudgery and things that are not interesting. So talk of technology, mechanization, introducing or involvement of technology in our agriculture, things that will interest the youth, and they start with things that have high turnover. Number three, we have now new technologies that don't require even a lot of land. You can do fisheries, ornamental fish within even the house and still make money. You can do production of vegetables even on balconies in urban areas.
In a sack.
Yes, sack gardening. Talk of vertical or multi-layer gardening. All those are available opportunities. Yes. That is if we are limiting ourselves to the aspect of production. But there are a lot more other things other than production that we will still get to talk about.
There is a technology and innovation, something that is really growing in the current generation. And we are seeing its impact not only in the education sector. There is the ChatGPT, but also it's getting into the agricultural sector. And you have just hinted of the fishery inside the house. Maybe what are the other ways in which technology, as a young person, maybe 3 other ways you can harness technology to take part in even farming?
Yes. In fact, now we have opportunities to use drone technology for spraying in your farm or in your plot. You don't have to go running around with pipes and all that. You can scan for pests and diseases using a drone. You send it, you are remote controlling it, it does the job for you, and it detects, and you can do spot spray. You can even have sprayers mounted on these bigger drones. Those are really opportunities. You can also use irrigation, because now we must embrace that because of climate change issues. There are hydroponic systems, we have drip irrigation systems, we have aeroponic systems. Time will fail to explain in detail what all this entails, but these are youth-ready technologies that you can embrace, and within a small area, you can have very high productivity. Greenhouse technology or use of shade nets and systems and choice of even the enterprise. If you do like chicken, you don't need a very big space. You go for vegetables, again, you don't need very huge space. You go for multi-layer gardens, as we mentioned, or sack gardening, you don't need very huge space. Those are the things that we are really looking at in terms of interesting youth into agriculture, because I know we will talk about other things other than producing, but I always tell people, remember, milk, vegetables, fruits, fish, name it, do not come from the supermarket.
They come from the farm.
They come from the farm. So we still need some youth to be in the farm. The farms, in production itself, other than the other many opportunities that are there outside the actual growing of crops or rearing of livestock. We still need people to produce.
Now, what roles can the government play in helping young people getting into the agricultural sector? You just say there is the program you've created. Apart from that, the current government.
Yes, I have talked about the challenge of financing. And traditional financing systems have not been very helpful. However, what we propose, and I have really lobbied for this, is to have tailor-made financial packages that are responsive to the needs of the youth and responsive to the market opportunities that the youth have in the agriculture space. So, low interest loans and terms that are friendly to the youth. Don't start demanding for title deeds that the youth don't have or assets as collateral. So we can organize youth into groups. The counties have introduced some of these programs already. Many banks nowadays have agribusiness products for youth, but we are not yet fully there. So government can come in a big way in terms of ring fencing finances and developing and refining these packages in a way that they are more suitable for the youth. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the training opportunities. We have these agribusiness hubs, but they are still very few. We have many youth. If we can go to the level of every constituency or even every ward, in partnership with even non-governmental organizations, after training these youth, you link them already to the financing of solutions. Link them direct to the market. Because training shouldn't be an end in itself. So I've seen many organizations ticking the box. We have trained 100 youth. So what? How many are practicing what you have trained them? So we spend,
those 100?
Where are they? Are they back to just boda boda and other things without really benefiting from these trainings? If they are to benefit, they need to go the whole length. And this is the kind of partnership that can best be midwifed by government through its various institutions. So that means even the budgets for agricultural sector, we need to steadily continue increasing, because we have been defaulting on the commitment of the Maputo Declaration to invest at least 10% of government resources in the agricultural sector. Yet, for Kenya and many developing countries, agriculture, we say, is the backbone of the economy. But we need to invest in it so that we can reap the benefits out of it.
In Africa, we face food security as a challenge in its own dimension. And how best can agriculture address the issue of food security in Africa?
So for me, my view is that agriculture should not end at just food for the stomach. That's a very narrow way of viewing food security. In fact, if our agriculture for youth and even for anybody does not translate into trade and meaningful economic investment, we will not be able to address the issue of food security. Why? Because no one can produce all the food they need. There is a lot of diversity in the food requirements. No single person can produce all that they need for them. Somebody has to produce, that produce has to go into trade. So long gone are the days when we look at agriculture just for food. Agriculture is for trade and for industrialization, to support industry. Right now, unfortunately, we have many people in farming who are food insecure. We have other people who are not doing any farming, but they are okay because they have incomes. So if agriculture does not raise the incomes of the people, they will remain food insecure. So food security is more closely related to level of income than just production in itself. So that I have to make very clear. Yes.
Most of us young people, let me speak in our views. When it comes to agriculture, we relate it, just as I said in the beginning, una relating like uchafu na mimi hapana. You know, like especially after you have graduated and your dad is like, hey, can you practice how to plant? Like even most young people know to plant maize, even to weed the young maize. Like you're like, no dad, nilisoma I need the white collar job. So how can we raise awareness about agriculture to the young people? I've seen Smash Foundation by Charlene Ruto trying to incorporate young people into the agricultural sector, but we have over 1 million young people. All of us are looking for that one job in an office somewhere, and yet there is another source of income out here. How can the awareness reach them now?
Okay, fine. One, to address that issue of attitude shift, because in reality, actually, agriculture is cool and very rewarding. Even doing the work, getting your hands dirty, is something that can be a very cool experience. Only if you change the attitude and you look at the benefits that come out of it. But apart from that, number two is introducing smart technologies into agriculture.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we are talking of smart agriculture, climate smart technologies, smart farmers. We also need to look at other opportunities other than just production. There are those youth who will be in the actual production.
Yeah.
There are those who will be in other spaces, and let me already start on that now. There is the whole opportunities in value addition. You can make products from livestock or from crops or from fish, like making yogurt out of milk. You don't have to be the one producing that milk.
Yeah.
Those are cool opportunities for youth. It's still within the agriculture space. You can go into marketing. You can go into transportation as a young person.
Yeah.
You can go into preservation, offering post-harvest solutions, branding, packaging. You can go into digital marketing for people and a commission out of it.
Yeah.
Those are many and very wide opportunities that are still within agriculture. Because we still have a lot of food that is going into waste.
Yeah.
Farmers producing, and they have no one to connect them with the producers, with the market.
Yeah.
Yet young people are there. That's an opportunity for Gen Z and all other youth to really take advantage of, connect the producer and the buyer, the market. You can do door-to-door deliveries as a young person.
Yeah.
You can even have your own apps, either as a group or as a young person initiate, and it can become as big as Amazon. Just dealing with agriculture, food system solutions to farmers. You can connect the suppliers of inputs. The agro dealers want to sell the products to the farmers who need. That's still an opportunity in agriculture. That's why I say the sky is the limit. All these opportunities are there, and we need to now just flip it a bit and open the eyes of our young people to see all these possibilities. And over time now we have realized some of the richest people in the world, and even right here in Kenya, are actually farmers. They do farming. That's where money is.
You know, I was listening to like our two former presidents saying they're farmers, and they're like, okay, so sisi ndio tumekata.
Yeah, they are farmers.
Sisi ndio tumekata.
And now we have some simple things like preserving this food that sometimes goes to waste, using solar dryers. Youth, you can dry the cassava, you can dry the vegetables package, and they can be available still fresh at a later. We just need some training a bit, shown how the equipment works. There you go.
Wow. Now let's as we end this, maybe let's talk about the intergenerational knowledge exchange. There is the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, wenye ni wadogo kabisa, and the generations before them or before us. How can the intergenerational knowledge enhance or facilitate to enhance youth participation in agriculture? Because mostly hadi tukanga na wazazi wetu sometimes they will not involve you so much into the agriculture thing. He's like, I want you to be a lawyer. I remember me when I was growing up, my dad was like, I want you to be a teacher.
He wanted to be a farmer like them.
But there is no, I don't know, but I can say in 1 to 10, in a scale of 1 to 10, 6 parents, 6 out of 10, none of them will tell you be a farmer. All of them will be a lawyer, be a doctor, be a teacher. Even my dad never wanted me to be a journalist. He was like, no, I want you to be a teacher. So how can we bridge these?
Oh yes, number one, in my view, is having more and more role models. The youth are thirsty and yearning to see fellow young people because they learn best from fellow young people. We have a few good success examples. It's only that we probably have not exposed them enough. There's still a bit of limitation on the platforms that are very specific to, youth is not a blanket whole uniform group of people. So within the youth space, we want to go down to subcategories, okay, so that we get to do exchange and learning visits. a youth visiting another youth who has done fisheries and succeeded, learned about the challenges, they can copy good examples from, seeing it practically. I know we have many programs on TV now where we are showcasing young farmers, but that's not enough. We need them to relate with these people within their constituencies, within their counties, within spaces and environments that they can relate with. So the role modeling is an issue that we still need to enhance so that we have more and more people, role models. They are there, but as the numbers increase, we need that connection. And I want to remind people, youth is just a temporary stage. You'll not be young forever. So we talk about youth as if it's this static group of people. You are there, do your best within your generation, pass on the baton. Right now, we are talking of Gen Z. I'm telling you, when they turn 30, they will look very old to the Gen Alpha, which is now coming up very fast. And if they don't do something now, they will just regret that their time was wasted. Because you are only a youth for very few years. You are a youth for very few years. When you are very strong, take advantage of the programs that are now coming up, because the age limits will cut you off in some aspects. But if you have started, you are on your feet, you can employ other young people, you can contribute better to the development of our country, because all these jobs we can create for ourselves as young people. And for the part of government and other players is just to create that enabling environment, and now to even listen more so that we can understand better and invest in the areas that will really unlock the potential in our youth. And again, as I said, to reap from the demographic dividends. If you have a youthful population, you actually should be better off. Yes.
Now, what is your advice to the young people in matters to do with agriculture, farming, and the field?
Farming is cool. I do it as part of my hobbies. You probably would say I have the advantage of having the professional training in agriculture, both in my undergraduate and my postgraduate. But that's not the only, the most important ingredient. The most important is passion and willingness to learn, because you can always learn this. And to also tell them that the opportunities are there, both in production, value addition, and other opportunities, as I've mentioned earlier, and even in marketing, and even in interconnection, and helping people to just connect with each other and offer solutions for one another within the agricultural space. And to also remember, as I said, these things don't come from supermarkets and from shops. Somebody still has to produce.
The production field.
The average age of our farmer now in Kenya is worrying, is very elderly people. And some are tired, no longer very innovative. So to the parents and to the older people, let's embrace these youth, give them space within the land. And for us as youth, let us change and prove ourselves otherwise. Because many parents have feared or shied away from subdividing land or allocating to the youth, because they fear that they will sell it out, or and they will have or they will misuse it. But let's start by showing that we are serious. This land resource, if you're not able to farm in your family land, you don't have to sell it. You can lease to someone else and make money from it. Or you can use it as collateral and get money to do other things. Though my wish is that you really concentrate on agriculture. But maybe not everyone will really get into agriculture. But the opportunities are there for as many as may wish to. Yes.
Wow. In every field, there is usually mentorship that comes in that field. Maybe someone will ask me, hey, can Mwalimu just, we find someone you may find someone who is really passionate about agriculture and will ask, Derek, maybe can Mwalimu give me or give me mentorship in agriculture? I have these and these questions. Can you provide mentorship to such young person?
Yes, I've done and I still do. For all those who approach me, I give the necessary advice, and some have really benefited. I'm proud of some young people, even in Kilifi County. I have examples of youth who, some never studied agriculture. I have an engineer who's become now an agricultural entrepreneur, offering nursery and solutions, propagation media, in trays, raising seedlings for people to sell, selling this media from this waste that we get in coconut husks. And right now doesn't want to be employed by anyone. Even if you offered them, that guy, a job of saying, I'll pay you 100,000 per month. That's like nonsense.
Because he has seen...
he's already employed, he's seen the fruit. And we started small, and now they are out there. Some of them way beyond me. So I'm open to that. They can reach out to me. I also have friends and colleagues, because you cannot have a one individual who is an expert in everything. So for me, I will guide them on the general. If it is in my specialty areas, of course, I can continue working with them. But if it is in areas of specializations that will require input from other people, I have friends, I have partners within my organization, I have people within private and non-governmental organizations, and sometimes they call me. So I will only link those who have ever expressed interest. We have a training. Do you have a suggestion for 2, 3, 4 young people? So all those that I probably have already noticed they are interested, maybe it's only capital that is limiting or other things, but they slowly want to get into this, I link them. Either they are getting financing, grants, soft loans, training, equipment, exposure visits, all that. Yes.
Wow, thank you very much for taking time to sit down with us. And as I usually say, is you need to expose yourself out there for someone to know what you really want to do in this life, because opportunities will not look for you where you are. You need to go out there and look for the opportunities. And I think we need now to start having seminars and conferences on matters to do with agriculture. Even universities should implement these for students who are doing agriculture, also just generally for students, that kuna seminars kuflani agriculture, kindly register. And I think as young people, it's time. I once did a video and shared with people the 10 things that are really, really changing in Africa, and agriculture was one of them. And I'd promise you I'll sit down with an expert in agriculture, ili tuone agriculture inakaaje. Though we have not completed the conversation, we'll one day again redo it with the questions.
Kirudiwo.
Kirudiwo itakuwa. Till we meet again, guys, have yourselves a lovely week. And my name is Muvali Derek. I have been joined today by Mwalimu Menza, who is an agriculture expert. Na kama vile umesikia, jitume, tafuta opportunities. Have a nice time.